I am T. Sandhya, Department of Zoology, Andhra Loyola College. Dear students, in this video we are going to learn about one of the most important and beautiful phenomenon in the animal kingdom, that is polymorphism in Coelenterates. Coelenterates are aquatic organisms, and in these animals we observe an important phenomenon asset, that is polymorphism. Literally, poly means many, form means morph means forms. In these animals we can see occurrence of more than one individual type in the same species, more than one individual occurrence in the same species. That is why this phenomenon is called as polymorphism. What is its significance? The significance is a division of labor. These are, the Coelenterates are multicellular animals at the tissue grade of organization. There is no point of or occurrence of or existence of organs or organ systems of organization in these animals. In order to perform various functions, the same species exists in different forms for happening of different functions. So, this particular existence or occurrence is called as polymorphism. The function is division of labor. So, efficient division of labor we can observe in these animals. So, it is one of the beautiful and most important characteristic features of this phylum Cnidaria or Coelenterata. So, the individuals are called as zooids. The individuals are called as zooids. So, two types of individuals, basically they are described as polyps or polypoid forms, medusa or medusoid forms. So, two forms, polyp forms and medusa forms. Just observe the structures of polyp forms and medusa form. If we observe the polyp form, it has two ends. One end is called as oral end, another end is called as aboral end, that is opposite end to the oral end. Oral end consists of a mouth centrally located and that is surrounded by tentacles, and its opposite end is called as aboral end, that has an aboral disc or pedal disc with which these animals attach to the substratum, and the remaining the body part the existing between this oral and aboral parts or regions is called as body stalk. And observe the medusa structure. It is looking like a inverted umbrella. Okay. So, the convex surface and concave sides are present. It has a centrally located mouth and tentacles are arranged along the edge of the umbrella form. Now, let us see the types of forms. So, forms may be monomorphic forms or dimorphic forms or trimorphic forms. If the animal exists only in one form, then that is called as monomorphism, and such animal is called as monomorphic animal, means either polyp stage or medusa stage usually presents. For example, in the animal hydra, if we observe its structure, it exists in polyp form only, polypoid zooid it is. Second one is dimorphism. If two types of individuals or two forms of individuals are existing, then such polymorphism, that morphism is called as dimorphism. The feeding zooids are called as gastrozooids. The feeding zooids are called as gastrozooids. zooids, that is an example for polyp form. And the second form in dimorphic animals is medusoid form. For example, nectophores are one of the medusoid forms. So, they are for the reproduction purpose. So, usually goes by budding mechanism. So, these nectophores are produced from the polyp forms only. We can see this dimorphism in the animals tubularia and campanularia. And third is trimorphism. Tri means 3, morphism means existence of forms. So, if the individual exists in 3 different forms, like in Obelia and Plumularia, 3 forms we can observe. So, let us see about the polymorphism phenomenon in the class Hydrozoa of the phylum Coelenterata. Usually, we observe these animals as colonies. Colony means a group of individuals exist together at one place. So, many species of these animals form in the form of colonies. So, several types of individuals are present in the colony. Each individual is called as a zooid. So, the main zooids are polyp and medusa. So, polyp consists of a tubular body with a mouth at the oral end, that is usually surrounded by tentacles at that particular end, and its exactly opposite end is called as aboral end. It is present opposite to the oral end, aboral end. So, or it is also called as pedal disc or aboral disc, that end is called as or pedal disc or aboral disc. So, this end is helpful for attachment of the body of the animal to the substrate. So, this gives us an idea that these polyps are usually sessile, means non-motile. They cannot move from one place to another place. They attach themselves to the substratum with their aboral disc or pedal disc. So, they are fixed at one place. Polyp forms fix at one place. And in this polyp form, they perform many functions, like they help for feeding, defensing, and even for asexual reproduction. Let us see what are the different modifications that we can find or observe in the polyp zooids. So, one example is gastrozooids. The term gastro indicates that it is related to the digestion or digestive system. That is why these are also called as feeding zooids. So, as they are involving in feeding mechanism, generally they possess the structure called mouth, that is surrounded by tentacles, which helps to grasp or hold to take up the food. And second example is dactylozooids. So, these polypoid forms mainly involve in defensing mechanism. So, as they are having the function of defense, they may need not have these structures like mouth and mouth like structures, as they are mainly involving in defense. So, they require only tentacles. So, they possess the tentacles that help for the defensing the organism. And third type of polyps are gonozooids. So, generally these are also called as reproductive zooids. So, these reproductive zooids are again derived from the polyp form only, and they produce the sexual zooids or reproductive zooids called as medusa, and these are medusa are also called as gonophores. So, there are 3 types we have discussed for the polypoid modifications as gastrozooids, dactylozooids, gonozooids, also called as tentaculozooids, like many examples, so many modifications are there. And now let us see the second zooid, that is medusa. As we have seen in the earlier slide, they are usually as a bell shape, in the bell shape or umbrella shaped animals or umbrella shaped forms. They bear a centrally located mouth and tentacles along the edge of the umbrella shape. So, located on the concave side of the body, and they are motile forms, means they can move from one place to another place. They are not sessile forms as polyps, they are motile forms, they can move from place to place. And their main function is reproduction, and that too they reproduce sexually, means they produce sex cells, gametes. So, they are also called as reproductive zooids. So, have a look into this slide, where a colony with different forms, different individuals and with different modifications. Phyllozoid, the term phyll indicates a leaf, so or bract. So, they are bractolite or leaf like zooids. Okay. Next is gonozoid, so means they are mainly meant for the reproduction. Dactylozooids, they are not having any opening like mouth. Dactylozooids, they are mainly meant for the defense mechanism. And tentaculozooids means that very long tentacles they are. Generally tentacles, as we described, they are present around the mouth, but here the tentaculozooids are a polypoid forms, mainly meant for the defense like mechanism only. Gastrozooids are with the tentacle as well as with a mouth, and they possess even a batteries of nematocysts, a unique type of cells that we observe in the coelenterates, nematocysts. Okay. Nectocalyx, another modification of these animals. So, now let us see the modifications of second forms medusae. Medusae means a plural, medusa singular. Nectophore, also called as nectocalyx, they are mainly meant for swimming, that is why they are called as swimming bells. So, they are also the main purpose is a reproduction. Nematophore, or also called as a float, it is a bladder like form animal that possesses a number of gases that helps the animal to float on the water bodies. And phyllozoids are they are leaf like or bract like, and they are provided with a number of cells called as nematocysts. They are mainly meant for the protection, and gonophores mainly meant for the reproduction, and they bear the gonads. So, the different theories are proposed regarding the origin of the polymorphism. One is a polyorgan theory proposed by Huxley et al. According to this theory, individuals of colony are actually organs of medusa form, and they multiplied and they migrated from their primitive position to the current evolved forms. And the second theory is polyperson theory, and this theory was proposed by Leuckart et al. And according to this theory, colony is not a single individual, but individuals are modified in the form of a colony. So, based on their requirement, they changed their structure and also division of labor. They all have modified forms, primitive zooid, which was a polyp form. So, medusa developed from the polyp. According to this theory, polyp is primitive and medusa is advanced form. Thank you.